The physical features of Egypt during early settlement. The most important physical feature in ancient Egypt was the Nile River. Flowing north from East Africa, the Nile created a long, fertile valley that ended in a marshy delta, where the river emptied into the Mediterranean Sea. The Nile River Valley was bordered by the Libyan Desert to the west and the Nubian Desert to the east. These sandy deserts were extremely hot and dry. Most people avoided these areas, although the deserts did play one important role in the settlement of Egypt. They formed a natural barrier. They helped protect people living in the Nile River Valley. The deserts did not support large settlements, and a few invaders wanted to risk crossing these harsh places. In the north, Egypt was bordered by the Mediterranean Sea. Settlers could not drink its sparkling seawater, but the sea was rich in fish and other kinds of seafood. It was also a waterway that linked ancient Egypt to other civilizations. To the east of Egypt was a long channel of very salty water called the Red Sea. The climate in this area was hot and dry. Much of the land near the Red Sea was desert. Environmental factors and human settlement in Egypt. Environmental factors in ancient Egypt greatly favoured settlement near the Nile River. Most important, the Nile was a source of fresh water and in an area that was mostly desert. The lack of water in the deserts made them unfit for farming. But in the Nile River Valley, the river provided natural irrigation and fertilization. Every summer, the river overflowed its banks. The flood waters soaked the dry ground for several weeks. As the water level decreased, a thin layer of salt, very fine particles of rock, was left behind. This soil was perfect for farming. Also, there was fresh water. People were more likely to find fish to catch and animals to hunt. The abundant wildlife in the Nile region, including fish, ducks, geese, hippos, crocodiles, giraffes, and ostriches. The topography of the river valley also encouraged human settlement, and the south parts of the Nile ran through narrow valleys between steep hills, but there was also white, flat areas of land around deep bends in the river. These flat areas were good for farming. In the north, white plains were watered by the Nile's annual flooding. Vegetation was rare in the dry deserts, but it was plentiful in the Nile River Valley. Useful plants including reeds and a tough water plant called papyrus. People wove reeds into baskets and roofs for their huts. Papyrus was used to make rope and paper, and the rich farmland was good for growing crops like wheat and barley.